Jake Paul has done it again.
Fuck's sake, Tyron.
uh,
Why does this
um,
man have to consistently let us down every single time?
People were saying this was a robbery.
What fight were they watching?
I don't know, but that's what people have been saying. People are like, what fight have you been watching? This was a clear win for Tyron, but conveniently, it's under every single MMA page, so
The
I feel like that
MMA
has something
fans
to do
need
with
to get a grip because that is pure delusion at that point.
it. Insecure, definitely.
Yeah, I've never been more ashamed of an MMA fighter than I am today. I said this to you. I have more respect to Ben Askren for getting knocked out than I do for
Yeah,
Tyron Woodley for what he did today. I don't
it
care that he
was
knocked down Jake Paul.
it was the same old Tyron Woodley that we were afraid would show up as who appeared in this fight against Usman, Burns, and Colby. Just so
And Luke,
afraid to pull the trigger for what? No, but Luke went out on a shield.
he was still timid. Like it
A
was
bit,
just,
but at least he did let his hands go in that fight. But
which is
it's
all he
just
had to do in this fight.
that's why like Tyron is known as having some of the worst main events in the in recent memory
That's why
because of
Dana
his
White hates him.
because of his inactivity as a champion, boring fights, and that is the exact Tyron Woodley that we were afraid would show up, who just relies too much on his fucking overhand right, but then just doesn't do enough. Like he didn't do enough combos or any actual boxing techniques which he needed to do this time around, or just as MMA fights as well. Just one trick pony.
I feel like all he had to do was like land a few more jabs. Actually, not
He
even jabs,
just
just a few more punches. Like
he
he
just
just didn't
moves
throw.
his
He didn't throw
he moved
anything.
forward. The difference was between this and his MMA fights, he was the one advancing here, but he didn't
Yeah,
do anything with it. Jake was clearly so gassed as well, yet he was the one still throwing the punches, actually trying to do combos, actually throwing jabs. And Tyron, there was one round where Tyron actually let his hands go on Jake, and that was his best round.
that was round four where he actually knocked him down.
Did he actually? Did it count as a knockdown?
Well,
It was
I'm
against
pretty
the
sure.
ropes.
I'm pretty sure Jake Paul held himself up against the ropes, which is illegal. Like it should have been considered a knockdown.
Yeah.
Um, but just like I would understand if this was like and someone that hadn't been in the spotlight before might have been a bit more timid to like on the big stage. But this is Tyron Woodley, 5-time MMA world champion.
But
You
this
should
is
not be. Yes, I know that this
this
is the
is
Tyron
that's
Woodley we're
Tyron
used
Woodley.
to, but it shouldn't be. This shouldn't be the norm. He fuck like why?
It's the
He
same
is
like
the
Dana said one
abusive
time.
ex-boyfriend that just you think they've changed, yet they haven't. They're the exact same.
I didn't think he had, but I was hoping he had. But Dana even said one time he's like, "You've got all this natural athletic talent, but you just don't." It has to be just mental. It has to be all mental.
Yeah, he is
I
fucking
thought
mental.
I thought this was unanimous for Jake. I didn't even give. I gave him 5, 6 rounds, maybe to 3 or 2.
I gave well the only round I gave to Tyron was the one he got a knockdown in.
And I thought maybe the last round. But even then, it was just like
It's just it was
Jake,
too close. Like the only unanimous
Yeah,
round that Tyron won was four.
and Jake just looked worse in those rounds because he was tired. And even then, he was still the
Exactly,
one throwing the shots.
exactly. It's
Just
just it's
fucking
ridiculous that.
Tyron.
I mean,
Tyron's done this to me too many times now.
yeah. And now they're doing a
I've said
rematch.
to,
Apparently, Tyron, if he gets this tattoo that says "I love Jake Paul," he's gonna.
which
Um,
was agreed to before the fight. Jake said
well,
if whoever
if they,
loses
I
gets
think
the
I
tattoo
thought that was
saying,
if they got knocked out, but
no, it was just
apparently
if
not.
it was just a loser, and Tyron lost. So this just makes Tyron like
He looks
what is
so
he trying to?
desperate.
Yeah,
Like if
that's what I
he
was gonna
goes and
say.
gets this tattoo just to get a rematch,
That is
that's so
yeah,
sad.
desperation. Like you can't really deny that he's not doing it for the money. Like
It's sad. Like it actually is very sad to watch a 40-year-old man, and it just
getting a
just shows
tattoo
about
to get a
fighter
rematch
pay
with
in the
Jake.
UFC. If
Yeah,
he had been like paid better
100%.
throughout his career, but
But then I feel, I mean, I don't know. Like, who was wanting to see Tyron Woodley fight when he was champion? It was the same fucking shit. It
yeah.
was the same, it's the exact same shit.
Well,
But
he did after he got that knockdown for like a round afterwards. He looked like he was gonna go do something, but he just
he
didn't.
looked like it. Even the
Yeah,
commentary was saying, they were saying the same thing. They were like, Jake's so tired. Tyron needs to actually just, I don't know. What was his corner saying?
I don't think he was listening to his corner at all. I think they were telling him to let go with his hands and actually do something.
Yeah, because surely his corner would have known that he was down rounds. He was thinking he'd won at the end of it
Yeah,
somehow.
like
I
I
don't know.
think that is
Maybe
just
he just
fighter
doesn't.
naivety.
I don't know. Or maybe he literally has no idea, like, how to win a fight.
Probably doesn't anymore. Um, but yeah, I didn't like Mauro Ranallo on this card. I thought he was fucking rim jobbing Jake Paul so hard.
Mm,
Even though he is like an MMA boy at heart, I thought he would have given a bit more love to Tyron. But
yeah.
I mean, shout out Ariel. Ariel was on this card.
I feel like it's more impressive for Jake to be doing good than Tyron, and then Tyron wasn't even doing anything anyway. So,
Yeah, but I mean, just like even in general, I thought Miro was just giving him the rim. But I mean, anything else on
I
this
guess
card?
someone has to.
Tommy Fury put on a fucking disgraceful performance. Looked like trash, in my opinion. I think that's the reason that Jake gave Tyron the rematch. Like, if Tommy Fury had gone and actually knocked out whoever the fuck he fought.
But I thought Jake was wanting to move up and fight Connor and shit. But I mean,
Well, the talks were that it was going to be Tommy versus Jake
but he's trash.
if they both had the bloody like good performance. But apparently they didn't.
Mm,
The Anthony Taylor, the guy that Tommy Fury fought. What is his? He's 7-5
yeah, isn't that an MMA?
in MMA. Yeah. Like how
Yeah,
his record as a professional is better than his record as an amateur. His record as an
yeah,
amateur is
and
4-6.
that's because Tommy Fury fights people who are like 2-200 record.
Exactly. Like it's just. But he put on such a shit performance against him as well.
uh, yeah. Um,
Shout out to the is it Daniel Dubois? Was that his name?
yeah,
The
I
big
think
black
so.
guy.
Yeah,
That was a good performance by him.
I literally only watched the main event, so but I did hear things. Did hear it
Oh,
was
I sat through the whole card. The
yeah.
women's fight was pretty fucking
I
boring.
can't believe I woke up in time for it, but was just like no.
Yeah, you didn't miss out on much. The women's fight was pretty fucking boring.
Yeah.
Um, and then there was like a super lightweight fight in between with a white guy and a black guy, and I think the black guy won.
Yeah.
So, but
It's
overall, it was better than like the Triller card.
yeah.
Um,
More
because the fans are
legitimacy
actually
actually
like,
to it.
yeah, the fans. There was one stage in the women's fight where nobody, literally, nobody in the crowd was looking at the ring because there was a fight going on in the stands behind them. And I
Huh.
think that says
Yeah.
everything you need to know about women's combat sports. People would rather watch two drunk dudes fight than two professional women boxers.
Most of the time at least.
Yeah. But overall, I thought it was a good card. Fuck Tyron Woodley. Any final thoughts?
I don't know. It's not like it was even a bad fight, really. It was just like he could have done so much more.
He could have actually finished him. Like, if he had literally just put the foot on the gas a bit more.
I know.
Frustrating a night for all of us MMA fans. But they run it back, so
Oh, I
hopefully
do
he does
not want to
something a
see
bit
that
more.
at all, though. Like, who wants to see that?
I mean, I texted to you. I said, how can Tyron say he wants to fight him again when he didn't even fight him the first time? Like,
It's just like, yeah, you've just lost, and you're like, oh no, next time I'll beat you. It's like, you should have just beat him then.
yeah,
What are you gonna do different? Throw punches? Like, I don't care at all.
do what you should have done in the first fight. I mean, like maybe he wanted to, maybe he just wants the second payday, but who knows? Overall,
I definitely don't think this was rigged for Jake to win.
no, fuck
Just
no.
by like we've
By the
seen
fact that he actually
Tyron's
got
performances.
one thing, I was actually True Geordie that said it. and I just thought it was quite funny. He said that it just shows how good Logan's performance against Floyd Mayweather was
Oh
because,
yeah,
like, Floyd Mayweather tried to get Logan Paul out of there a lot more than Tyron tried to get Jake Paul.
yeah.
And I just thought, yeah, actually, that's like not a bad point. But overall, disgraceful performance from Tyron Woodley. I don't want to see this fight again. I'd be happy if both men retired.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's our
Same.
thoughts. That's our thoughts on the Tyron Woodley versus Jake Paul fight. Let us know in the
Yeah.
comments what you thought. Did you
Do
watch
you love
it?
Jake Paul?
Do you hate Tyron Woodley as much as we do?
I don't. Oh, I don't. It's just
I
disappointing
do.
him more than
I
anything.
hate him. I hate him right now. He's my most hated MMA
I've
fighter
definitely
right
hated
now.
him a lot more than any fighter, in certain moments at least. Like,
I hate him more than Aljamain Sterling after he fucking took the belt from
yeah.
Pyongyang. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Pa
She
pa pa pa.
chosen one. I beat
Peace.
your ass.